Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of From No Crypto to No Crypto. I'm your host, the Crypto Coach, Blockchain Wayne. Today we're joined by David with Tangem. David, thanks for joining us today.
Hey Wayne, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, absolutely. I am as well. I am a long-term fan of what Tangem is doing. So it's great to get you on the show to talk about that. But David, before we really jump into all the great things that Tangem's doing, tell everybody a little bit about your background and what got you into this crazy space.
Oh yeah, it's really a crazy space, and even in today's time, I mean, you can see ups and downs, more ups, and it's a great time right now. So, yeah, what brought me to crypto? Pretty interesting. A working colleague from me came to me and said, "David, you got a solar panel on your roof. I got some stuff that eats a lot of energy. So, can we share a little bit?" So, what he did, he brought 3 big racks of Bitcoin miners in 2016 to my house. We built big fans for that. We built a big rack for that, and that was my beginning career of crypto. So after almost 3 months, we recognized that the power bill went up so dramatically high that I told him, you know what, you can keep my 11 Bitcoin. I don't
Oh,
believe in that. $216, it drops the price. I don't think that ever works.
ouch.
I still try to find the gun where I should put on my head and say, keep it, stay on it. Anyway, so that was the start into Bitcoin with me. But, after the time, it never really released my brain. So every other month, I just took a look and said, oh, $11,000, $16,000. No, what the heck? Maybe I should buy something. So long story short, I started investing back in 2019, very, very slowly with Litecoin. And so here I am right now. I'm totally dedicated to the space. I'm also a content creator, most likely like you. I'm investing most of the time every day into crypto, into this crypto space, into investigation, finding new projects, etc. And it's a mind-blowing technology. It's an interesting product. I mean, overall, it's not a product, but it's the future.
Mm.
We're right now part of the future. In most likely the next, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years, most likely everybody in the world will use the blockchain even without knowing that, and that is absolutely mind-blowing for me. Yeah, so maybe
Yeah.
how I came to Tangem. So I'm a Tangem brand ambassador. You maybe hear a little bit of my accent. I'm typically from Germany, but I'm living right now in North Carolina here in the United States, so you can see the flag here in the background.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. um, so I'm also the brand ambassador for Tangem. And I'm doing most likely AMAs, conversations with content creators, also talk with communities. I'm also taking care about the German Telegram channel for our Tangem group. And I'm also representative for Tangem at big fairs. I was at the Permissionless 2 in Austin. I know you were in Tokyo at the Better Fair, what makes more fun. We had the
Yeah.
serious fun and you had the fun fair.
Yeah, that was a good one.
So yeah, that's most likely my role with Tangem and how I got into crypto.
Nice, nice. Yeah. I joke when I say get into this crazy space, like when I opened up and asked you that question, because I'm like you. I believe this is the future. I'm sold
Yes.
on it that this is going to impact more than just money. I mean, people think of money, cryptocurrency, but the technology is going to impact so many different things. So that's when I joke and say this crazy space. It's right, because when you're an early adopter in something, you're crazy until everybody realizes and they look back and like, hey, they were right. And so we're the crazy ones right now, forging ahead. And I think we also all have those, or most of us have those moments where we want to kick ourselves, for either not getting into the space when we first heard about it, being dismissive, or kind of like you. Before you got to the end of that story, I was going to say, man, I've had solar panels on my roof since 2012. I wish someone would have came to me and wanted to mine earlier because I didn't jump in until 2016, but I probably would have had that same reaction like you. After a while, it's not really worth it. And then another moment. So I guess we all learn from that, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, awesome. So David, tell us, those listening may not know what Tangem is or how Tangem operates. So can you give us a brief overview of what is Tangem?
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for asking that. So,
Yeah.
generally, Tangem is a blockchain industry company. Let's call it that way.
Mm-hmm.
We're making things totally different. I mean, most likely everybody have heard about self-custodial. Yeah. So when you own your own cryptos on a software wallet or on a hardware wallet, or even if you own it on an exchange, it's your money. You do everything with your money what you want. You got nobody who takes care about that. It's up to you. It's self-custodial.
Mm-hmm.
The most important part about the self-custodial is being really in the position that the cryptos are yours. I mean, they're on the blockchain, but you need to have the keys to your cryptos. And if you got it on an exchange, it's a not good solution. I mean, just check out if you're going to have had last year something on FTX. It's not yours. And that is what Tangem is really doing. Tangem is providing a hardware wallet. So one of the most, it's the most secure way how to store the keys to your cryptos instead of having it on your exchange or on probably your software wallet. So Tangem is a blockchain company, was founded in 2017 in Switzerland, and we're building since 2018 hardware wallets. So we're not a newcomer in the market. And the latest and greatest product, what we did is the Tangem 2.0 card version. It's a matte black wrapping and a complete new type of card. And most likely this is your hardware wallet. It's not a fancy device with a display, with knobs, with battery, with a connection, with stuff what you really don't know what happens inside there. And it's nothing that takes you days for setup, to get familiar with, and investigation. So this is most likely what compares us in the good way to what the competitors are doing. We're making things easy. Let me say the headline what Tangem wrote very early in their career was, "We are the bridge between 8 billion people and the blockchain." And this is really what we're doing. We're making things so easy that even somebody who got no clue about the blockchain, about Bitcoin, about Ethereum, about XRP, he can set up his own hardware wallet within minutes. Just check out on the Tangem YouTube channel one of the videos we got there. I was here in North Carolina in front of a Walmart neighborhood store, and I gave one of these card sets to a random guy who heard about Bitcoin but never know what it is. And he set that up with his smartphone in 3.5 minutes. I also gave him as a present $50 in Bitcoin. So I would say right now it's probably $90. So he made a good profit of that.
Doing pretty good, right?
Absolutely. So long story short, Tangem is a hardware wallet supplier, which making things very simple, very easy, very user-friendly, with the thousands of crypto assets directly on the app possible. And the only thing you really need is your Tangem card, your smartphone, and a little bit of time. And that's all you're going to get to go.
Yeah, awesome. There's so much to unpack here. I think everybody in the industry agrees that hardware wallets are the safest places to keep your crypto. Mobile wallet, like hot wallets, what we call them, those are a little bit less secure, but a little bit more convenient. But I tell you, hardware wallets have been complex for people. I know so many people that have bought ledgers and other hardware wallets, mainly ledgers and Trezors. And I know some of those guys still have them sitting on their desk because they've never set them up, because they're intimidated by it. It can be complicated. And even though that's not as complicated as they think it is, it definitely creates a friction point. So I like what Tangem's doing. You showed the matte black. I actually picked mine up in Singapore whenever I was there for Token 2049, because I had one of the early versions of the card. I say early, I mean, it wasn't 2018. This was probably, I think, 2020. A friend of mine had given me a white Tangem wallet card. And I like the concept because, if digital assets are supposed to be more portable, I can't leave a physical device at home. That's great for security if it's at home, but this creates the convenience of I can have it, the card, one of the 3 cards in my wallet. And if I need to access my crypto on the go, I can do that as well. So it's almost, I call it kind of like the best of both worlds. The best aspects of a mobile wallet and the best aspects of a hardware wallet.
And that's definitely one of the plus points. I mean, you even said it. Let me say, treating a ledger is all the time handling a raw egg. I got this metal cylinder. It's waterproof.
Yeah.
It absorbs a little bit of shocks. I mean, yeah. I got it by my own. I mean, don't get me wrong. Ledger is a great product. They did a lot for the industry, and they brought everything to the next level. But we take over right now. So Tangem's taking over right now and make it more user-friendly, more reliable, more secure, and absolutely easy to handle. And that's most likely really the fact. What do you got to do when you use your ledger? you need to take the time to sit to your computer, or lay back and use your smartphone, connect your Bluetooth. And if you're going to take it out after a couple of weeks, what is with the battery? It's probably almost
Charge
dead.
it.
So you need to
Yeah.
charge it first. Then a software update came. So you need to wait another half an hour until you're really ready. And half an hour in the blockchain industry, or let me say in the crypto market, is like a day in stocks. So in half an hour, so many things are happening. And this is also one of the big benefits. Why I really love Tangem. I'm not only liking Tangem because I'm a brand ambassador. I also love the product because I live it. I see the benefits. I can sit on my sofa on my couch watching TV, and if I'm gonna see one of my alarms popping up, okay, I'm gonna have to do something right now. So I grab my smartphone and I grab my card, what I got in my wallet or next to me or my vault or whatever, and I can start. I don't need to charge anything. There are no wear items on it. There's no cable I need to connect. There's no battery life. 25 years warranty. So that's also one of the big plus points. And I can have the cards on multiple locations. I can have one in my, let me say, my other house. I can have one in my wallet. I can have one in the wallet of my wife. So whenever I need to have access to something of my wallet or some of my funds, and I need to sign the transaction, I just grab my card and I do it. And I got no pain with, like I said, battery, cables, connections, or anything else.
Yeah. And that's what I love, because one thing I always find is if we're going to get more people into the space using digital assets, we've got to create a frictionless experience. And there's so many points that create friction. Another one being the seed phrase. The seed phrase serves a very important purpose for many wallets. I understand it. I've got a book of them. I've got multiple books. I've got multiple copies. But someone setting up a wallet and having to stop and figure out a place, where am I going to write down these, the seed phrase. Tangem's different, right? Tangem does not use a seed phrase when you set it up.
Yeah, so there are two ways right now. If you have your old wallet, so please don't take this really seriously. That was one of my very first Tangem experience. So I shot it, I drilled a hole in it, I ran over with a forklifter, a 10-ton forklifter. I burned it with a torch, I froze it, I washed it in a washing machine, and the card is still working. So
Wow.
this is the old, let me say, the 1.0, the classic version.
Yeah.
This version does not have seed phrases, because we at Tangem, we don't believe that seed phrases is really what helps us penetrating the market, what helps us helping, let me say, non-nerds like us getting access to the crypto market, getting access to store their own funds. So, I mean, like you said, it's most likely hard for people to understand why I have to write down 12 or 14, 24 or even 25 different words. For what? For what reason? What I do with that word? So I leave it on my desk? No, I have to store it safely, because if someone finds it, you're in big trouble.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know if you recognize it. This one guy that were stopped by a police officer last year in Austin, Texas, in March or on April, and the police guy grabbed his wallet, found a piece of paper, and unwrapped it in front of his dash cam, and he found 24 strange words. What he hold 10 minutes in his dash cam, And after that, next day, everything was on YouTube. So, I mean, that's a security problem.
Yeah.
So, and therefore, we at Tangem, we don't believe that seed phrases are really the right way to store your cryptos. So therefore, the classic version, the 1.0 card, does not have had the opportunity to create seed phrases or to import seed phrases. So what you have your 3 cards. But we are very close to our community. We love our community, and the feedback from our community, from every single user, is so high valuable for us that we really even count every single feedback, and we put it into a matrix, and we see what get asked the most. So let's say, for example, 200 people come in 1 month and say, I need this token on Tangem, we're going to implement that. And we figured out over the last, let me say, year, that nearly half of our users do prefer to have seed phrases. So what we did with the new 2.0 version, we implemented the option of, during the setup process, to set a seed phrase, to import a seed phrase, even also a passphrase, or to do it in the old way. So we as Tangem also recommend not creating a seed phrase and not using a seed phrase, but we fully understand and we totally respect that our users are used to that, and that was hammered into their brain over the last 14 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's just so much easier, because now for me, I've got a 3-card system, a 3-card set, and I've got 1 card in my wallet, and instead of storing a seed phrase somewhere, those extra cards are stored, in that vault, I guess you could say, that safe.
Yeah,
Yep. So,
absolutely. And
yeah.
another really big benefit what we have, because when we saw that issue with Ledger a couple of months ago with their recovery function, I mean, first of all, I
Mm,
think that's a great idea, but they totally mismanaged their marketing.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
if they would come up and say, "Oh, we got the new Ledger Y, this got the recovery function, and you can activate it or not," that would be great. That could be maybe something for my parents, of my
Right.
grandparents, or for someone who don't like to do that. But they totally screwed up with that.
Yeah.
Once that hit the market, um, a lot of people really ask, "Oh, how can I build up trust?" What Tangem did from the very first beginning with our app on our on your smartphone, the complete software, the complete app is open source. So what you
Mm,
can do is you can go to GitHub, you can download it, and you can see if there's any backdoors, any hidden things, anything what compromises, etc., etc. So, and I know out of experience that we got in our community a couple of very, very smart fellows that move forward, and every time we release an update, they're the very first ones investigate and check out if
mm,
there's anything that sounds suspicious or does not work according to our patch notes and everything else that we're doing. So, yeah, that's a big point for us, to be open, to be transparent,
yeah.
and to also help everybody build up trust and see, okay, those guys from Switzerland does not have anything to hide.
Yeah. Yeah. That's important. I mean, people don't understand that even though cryptocurrency itself allows you and I to do business and send crypto assets back and forth, basically creating trust in a trustless environment, there are levels of trust you have to have for every piece of software you're going to utilize, where you're going to store your assets. So that's important to establish trust. Um, because that's what happens. That's why we tell people don't keep your crypto on exchanges, because then you're putting all of your trust and hope in someone else's hands, and it's not
Isn't it
always the
strange?
best.
Isn't it strange? I mean, we're talking about that nearly every day. I'm
Yeah.
telling that in my videos. You're gonna tell that, but I hear every other day. Do you think I can trust X, Y, Z? Do you think I can leave it there? What do you think? Say no. Please take it away there. I mean, if you got
Yeah.
$200 and $200 are the word for you, take it away. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you get $200 on your exchange and you're dealing with 20,000, maybe that's not a big deal. So you can leave it there.
Right.
But in generally, don't trust anybody else except you and your own device, what you got.
Yeah, and that's the same thing I tell people all the time is they'll ask me about Coinbase, and I use that example because I've had a Coinbase account since 2016. And even then, I tell people, no, don't keep your assets on Coinbase, because you never know what's going to happen. All these exchanges that have failed, everybody thought they were 100% safe, wasn't going to happen. But the whole point is you're putting your assets in someone else's control. So if something happens there, it's gone. And same concept. Yeah, you explained it perfectly, because it's the same thing I tell people. If you have a couple $100 in there and it's not that much to you, and maybe you're trading with that, that's fine. And only keep on the exchange what you're trading, because it's in the name, right? It's called an exchange.
Absolutely. But it's interesting. I mean, just keep that for a minute. An exchange and you as a user, that's kind of an odd, let me say, relationship. First of all, you don't trust. Over
Mm,
time, I don't want to send it right now because I got too many gas fees. I don't want to pay this $15 for gas fee, so I leave it on
yeah.
there. Then you buy again something. Oh, do I send it right now? Oh no, it is good until now, and everything's good. They got a good proof of
Mm,
fund and the Merkle tree. I leave it there, and suddenly you end up with having thousands of dollars on your exchange, and you're too lazy of send it. So that's kind of
mm,
a toxic relationship what you're building up there by your own, because you are trusting somebody you never see. It worked all the time until the point where the exchange say, "Sorry, I don't give you access to your funds."
all right. Yeah.
And I hate that. I have had that
Yeah.
situation a couple of times. I don't want to talk bad of any exchanges, because I mean things like that happen to every exchange. A
Yeah.
hack or one of their managers get arrested or getting involved into any criminal activities, etc. And from 1 second to the next one, the government sues that exchange or close down all their assets, and you can do anything. And
Hmm.
it's hard. I mean, you're going to see your money, but you couldn't withdraw it. You couldn't do something with
Yeah.
that. That's an odd feeling. I never wish that to someone else. Therefore, I mean, whatever it is, whatever hardware wallet you're using, use a hardware wallet. I think that's the core
Hmm.
point. That's the most important thing here. Take it away from the exchanges because it's
Yeah.
your money. You are responsible for that.
Yeah. And I think in many places of the world, we try to compare it to what we're used to. In the banking world, we have to keep the majority of our money in the bank to be able to access it and spend it and use it. So we're forced to trust the bank. And cryptocurrency is different. It allows you to have 100% ownership, self sovereignty. Nobody can take it from you. You're right. So the last thing we want to do is saying, okay, I've got these great assets that nobody can take from me. Here, hold them for me. Like we've got to
Correct.
change the mindset.
Correct. It's like giving a stranger on the street your wallet with $10,000 in there. Say, hey,
Yeah,
can you keep it, please? I come back tomorrow.
yeah. Yeah. So, and I think that's something we've got to do more of. But having that frictionless experience is important too, because if I do know people that they go to send off of an exchange and it's hard, right? And that's one of the things that we do. Because imagine instead of having to copy, I remember the first time I went to withdraw from, I was trying to move it from Coinbase to I think it was, God, what was that exchange? I think it was Poloniex or Bittrex, one of those. I was trying to send from one exchange to another to do some trading on different assets. And I was like, that was my first time sending crypto. And I was like, wait a minute, what is this long wallet address? I've got to copy and paste that whole thing. And my buddy's like, yeah, don't mess it up because you'll lose all your money. I was like, oh,
Oh
crap.
yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
so making it easy to send off of the exchange, that's what we focus on at FIA, whether you're sending from wallet to exchange, wallet to wallet, or anywhere else. That's the problem we went to tackle. And it's great to see something like what Tangem has to where setting up a hardware wallet is not hard because I tell you, I've got multiple wallet companies send me wallets, and I'm looking at it like right now, and I've got I think 5 different brands on my desk right now,
Yeah.
and really the only one that well, there's two, but there's two that I have active are the easiest to use. One being Tangem, that's the one I use the most, and then the other one being another one of our partners, SecuX, which is a hardware wallet, but the user experience on the device is very similar
Mhm.
to a cell phone, touchscreen, but like you said, even that, I think about the last time I went to use it, I did have to charge it before I used it. So you had a good point on that one.
And you really set the point. Easy to use and easy to set up. Maybe just a little experience out of my side. I'm a father of 4 girls. The youngest one was 6. The oldest one is 13 right now, and all of my girls have their own hardware wallet. And I can tell you, all of them have a smartphone. They don't have a smartphone because I like when they're sitting on the smartphone. The only reason they had a smartphone is because they had their own Tangem wallet. And each of them set up their own Tangem wallet by their own. I mean, it took them a little bit longer because they need to
Yeah,
read something and ask, is that okay? I say, yes, go ahead. So they set up their Tangem wallet by their own. They own a little bit of Bitcoin. They own a little bit of XRP, what I spend them. They own a little bit of Casper. So I don't want to make any advertising for coins, but you know, and whenever they get some money left over, they come to me and say, Daddy, please put that into crypto. So they for example, like Matic, because Matic is partnering with their affiliate program in the next time with Starbucks because they love Starbucks. So,
yeah,
they have their experience with that and say, okay, you know what, put it in there. So, I mean, I had an agreement with them, say, if you want to withdraw your money and it's not the same value that you put in, I pay the remaining amount. But my oldest one, she's hoping that she can pay up her horse with that one time. So
yeah. There you go.
I mean, what is better than getting your kids to do that, to use that, and show that it's so simple that even a 6-year-old can do that.
Yeah, man, you're a step ahead of me because you've given your kids control of their wallets. I've got 4 kids as well. The oldest one 18, youngest one 7, and I've set up crypto wallets for them, and I frequently deposit into those wallets, but they don't have control of them yet. It's one of those for me. It's like a savings program. But what I did do is each one of them has a FIO handle,
Oh,
which is
good.
their first name at last name. So when I want to
That's
send it
nice.
to one of my kids, I don't have to go look up, okay, what's their ETH address? No, it's, Reese at Marcel or Riley at Marcel. And I can
Yeah.
just send that. Um, but yeah, that's one step ahead. And now you got me thinking, and Tangem may get some more money. Maybe I'll get each of my kids a Tangem card as well too. I don't know
And
about
that's
the
also,
7 year old. Yeah.
and that's also a big benefit. I mean, you got your cell phone and you can add multiple wallets to your cell phone. I mean, I got five wallets on my cell phone from Tangem,
Hmm.
one
Hmm.
for my wife and me, four for my girls. And my girls also got their own wallet on their account. My wife got on their smartphone the wallets from the kids and from us. I mean, everybody can work with the stuff of the other ones as long as they got the
Hmm.
card to tap. So,
Yeah.
and that's easy. I can send money within seconds, and this is the flexibility. This is the freeness what we got with the blockchain. With having control about our own funds without having anybody tell us, no, I couldn't give it to you right now because of opening times, because of service times, or I'm not available right now. I can decide by my own, and that's the freeness what blockchain give us.
Hmm. Absolutely, man. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to get a few more cards, set up. So I never thought of it like that, but yeah, I guess it's important not only to teach them, not only to save, for their future, which is kind of what the
Mm.
concept of what I was doing, but teaching them that, and it's going to be funny because when the youngest ones are getting to where they're old enough to open a banking account, they're going to be like, why would I want to? They're going to be baffled. Like, what is
For
3 to 5
sure, yeah,
business days? When you try to deposit to a bank and it takes three to
yeah.
five business days, they're like, what is a business day even?
Yeah. For sure. And just think maybe one step ahead. Yesterday, I had a long conversation with one of my youngest ones, one of my oldest ones, and I told them, what's a good thing? If something happens to me, you know how to use my phone, you know how to withdraw funds, and I mean, it's a sad thinking. But
Hmm.
imagine you need to have your family, your kids, or your wife trying to figure out what to do with a Trezor or with a Ledger or with an Palm.
Hmm.
I mean, I would say I need to find someone who can help me. But even then, can you trust them? So, and
Right.
with that,
True.
you have access to your funds very easy, even if you are not anymore there. I mean, that's a sad situation. Don't get that serious. But I guess you get my point. And
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
also a fact what I really love about. Another really important point to come more to the fun things and the good things is with Tangem, you also got an implemented decentralized exchange on your app. So we got connection to 1inch right now. So everything
Hmm.
what's EVM compatible, you can swap backwards and forwards, and I love it. It's the same gas fee as you got on the network, and Tangem is taking 0.035% as a small fee that they can
Yeah.
maintain
Yes.
and do good service. So that's the only thing that costs a little bit of money. But other than that, your funds don't need to leave your card. You can swap
Hmm.
everything to everything on the app. And by the end of the year, we're also implementing cross-chain swap. So we can swap
Nice.
Bitcoin in XRP. You can swap Casper in Ethereum. And I mean, that's a whole new world. So you
Yeah.
don't need to rely on an exchange. And that's awesome. I mean, who was part of the last bull runs know what we're talking
Mm.
about. When it
Oh
comes
yeah.
a really big problem to send something somewhere else, we're talking about ETH fees of 50, 60, $80. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous. And that's a big benefit of Tangem. You can do everything on the card. And I can recommend everybody, if you have it set, if not so far, just definitely get one with Wayne's discount code. You get a 10% discount on that. That's very important. You also support him a little bit, but the really crucial thing is you get a 10% discount. And we do worldwide shipping as well. So play a little bit with that and figure out if that works for you. And I can tell you, if you take a little bit of the time, you would be stunned and surprised how easy it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Definitely check it out. I challenge everybody. So, David, as we wrap up, can you tell everybody where they can go to find out more information about Tangem and follow?
Yeah. So Tangem is doing a really, really good job when it comes to educational training. So we have an English-speaking Telegram channel. We're doing really, I would say, every week a new video about basic educational training and also advanced
Nice.
educational training. And we also got our website, tangem.com, where you can find all the latest and greatest informations. We got a pretty good a Discord channel, like I told you, and
Hmm.
we also have a good YouTube channel. And also, if you got any questions, you can definitely reach out to me. I'm sure Wayne will link my contact informations in the bottom of the
Hmm.
video. So definitely, if you get any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're more than happy to help you answer your questions.
Man, I'm really loving what you said about the Telegram channel. I'm a big advocate of teaching people the basics, and we're focusing on what we can do that more. And so that's something I would challenge everybody. even if you're not ready to buy a Tangem card yet, get in there, learn some of the basics from 'em. Chances are, once you learn more about it, I think some people don't even realize the need for some of these things. I had talked to so many people that you think you or we assume they've been in crypto for 2, 3, 4 years. Maybe they know a lot of this, and some people I find out just by asking more probing questions, they've never sent off of an exchange, even though they've heard it time and time again. So I think we underestimate the fact that we're not just trying to reach new people, but there's a lot of people that have been in the space for a while that need to know these things and learn these things, understand the importance of it. So that's great. I definitely plan on checking it out now that you mentioned it. I joined the channel when I met the team, but I hadn't really gotten in it at all. But I definitely want to check that out because that's something where I think we need more of. I think everybody or every project building something in this space needs to do their part to educate people about the basics.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
what do you think? Are you ready for some really, really interesting news? What's coming up next year?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so I got 2 rings. On my right hand, I got my wedding ring, and on my left hand, I got a Tangem card.
Okay.
So this is, for example, our new or our very first item of the wearable series.
Nice.
So it's called the Tangem ring. It's made of zirconia, what's typically the same material as you have implanted on your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a complete 2.0 chip with antennas in there. So the really great and awesome thing is you can sit on your sofa and you don't need to get up to your wallet or your vault to sign a
Right.
transaction. You can just use your ring, put them down on your finger, then use your smartphone and sign the transaction. The good thing about that is it won't work if you have it on your finger. You need to tap it really like that to your
Okay.
phone to sign the transaction. And that's really awesome. So
Oh, nice.
I saw that when I met the CTO and the CCO in Austin, Texas. And I asked them, what do you got on your hand? And they say, oh, that's our latest and greatest thing. So typically, so we had planned to launch it this year, but unfortunately, we figured out that the first producer who's making the very first Zero series for us haven't done a good job with antennas.
Mm-hmm.
So we switched to another supplier right now, to another producer, and making the first zero batch right now to see if the quality is what we accept. So when we think that maybe February, maybe March next year, we will have that item as in a pack. So what you're going to get is 2 cards and your ring, and that
Oh,
is then
nice.
your Tangem set.
Nice. I'm definitely looking forward to that. All right. So great news. What about any future events that Tangem's going to be at that people should look for yet?
We're definitely on every bigger blockchain fair. We're dealing really with a lot of content creators as well to help people understand and see our product, because I mean Tangem is a really great and long time existing company, but we haven't done so much social media from 2018 till 2021, but we flipped the switch really in the beginning of 2022, and make sure that we tell everybody everything about our good product and help people doing self-custodial on an easy way and also in a cheap way. So I mean, just imagine getting, for example, a ledger. It costs you at least $90 plus shipping. Our 2-card set is at I think it's $50, roughly $50 with your code, and the 3-card set is at $62, $64 roughly with your code plus shipping worldwide. And I think we got at $5 to $6 shipping, so really nothing. So as you can see, it's safe, it's secure, it's easy, and it's cheap. Oh, it's affordable. That's not called cheap. It's affordable.
Yeah, affordable. Yeah, absolutely. Cool, David. Well, thanks so much. And definitely, if you're traveling to any events, look for David or anyone on the Tangem team. Stop and talk to them. Have them show you if you have any questions. Learn more about what Tangem's doing. Make sure to follow them on our other socials. Definitely check out their Telegram. David, any final words before we part?
I'm so happy to talk with you today. There was a great conversation, also a little bit away from wallets, just experience. I think that is what it comes down: help people getting educated, spread the knowledge, and give them some good feedback, some good ideas in this crazy world, like you named it in the beginning.
Yeah, getting crazier every day. Yep, absolutely, David. Well, thanks again for joining us, David, and thanks everyone for listening. And we will catch you on the next episode. Take care, everybody.
Thank you. Bye bye.